Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with today's trading action. All right, now the markets have reconnected after the weekend and not much has changed, right? The dollar just cruising to the downside, but there are a few little variables popping up as you'd expect in a trend, just to give the news services something to talk about and just to, disrupt things a little bit. And what I'm talking about is across the hourly charts, you can see very clearly we have a downward moving dollar, right? Very, fine, good, everything else like that. Now, don't forget the trend, like I was saying last week, you're going to get these situations where it stalls, drifts sideways, and then continues, right? But one of our nemesis in these trends is any sort of geopolitical stuff, right? Completely disrupts the natural flow of the trends, right? So that's what we're going to be just careful of. Whether it's the news services spruiking or hoping there's some tension just to generate some news, but that's not our friend, right? You think geopolitical events are good, but they're not. They completely disrupt everything. So right now we have good market conditions, right? To me, you're either looking to get into a weak dollar position, like buying euro, either on a dip, or letting it sort of break back down, a false break, and then back up, right? I'm always looking for the trend when the trend is in play. Now, once again, look at the daily charts. There's no major disruptions to these trends, right? You've got, euro and sterling just cruising topside. Aussie, Kiwi, well, Aussie sort of still trying to break out of that range where Kiwi's already having a crack, dollar CAD down, and everything moving lower. So just keep an eye on those longer term charts. If you feel like you can't see what's going on, always come back to your daily charts. Now, just looking at the numbers, right, just for those first numbers coming out, durable goods, usually a pretty good number, much better than expected, right? Much higher. The IFO business numbers slightly lower, but you know what? These numbers have just gone straight through to the keeper, and there's not much to sort of be looking at. The market's not really that interested, right? Because, we got the spiel from Jerome Powell, and that's where we are. So today, just looking at where opportunities may arise, GDP out of Germany, man, that's always spot on, right? So I'm not going to be holding my breath for that. You've got some home price numbers out of the States. The Case-Shiller numbers and the consumer confidence number is probably the key for what's happening today. But don't forget, these are like third-tier numbers. So you need something dramatic to get the market doing something different to what it already is. So fundamentally, everything is in play, right? Interest rate probabilities, well, it's heading back towards 0.25% cut from the Fed, 18th of September, right? We've still got like 3 weeks before the Fed cuts rates. The ECB are a little bit earlier, the 12th, and we'll see how that plays out. But no major changes in the fundamentals, so everything's moving ahead towards these rate cuts. The US Treasury yields, sort of long-dated stuff, a little bit up, a little bit mixed. If anything, if I had to say something, I'd say the yields are up, and that pushes the equity futures down, right? And the clocks have just reset here, so you can't sort of get a good gauge on what's happening across the board, but it does look like a bit of a risk-off profile, right? But we do, with this Middle East stuff kicking into gear, you do get the yen and Swiss getting a little bit caught up in that. Just keep an eye on your charts. This is where the action is, and what we're looking for are things to line up. So I'm sort of saying there's no major fundamentals today. So what should happen? Well, it's either going to continue up or it's just going to drift. These things should not go down, right? These instruments, as in the dollar will continue down. Euro, sterling, Aussie, Kiwi should continue climbing topside. Don't forget, this is the 4th week of the month. We don't have a huge amount of data just yet. There is a lot of data coming Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you do start to see that sort of sideways trading action, right? Don't get all bent out of shape thinking these things are all going to fall out of bed, right? Because they're not, right? Unless something left field comes up. All right. So to me right now, it's pretty quiet. You can't make these instruments move just because you want to make some money, right? So take it easy, take your time. If anything, out of everything that's lining up, dollar CAD downside, now that oil's back at $77, downside dollar CAD looks good. Anyway, guys, I'll post some alerts as soon as they pop up. Have a good day. All the best. Cheerio.